Hi, welcome back to another edition of the Sunday Vibes at NST podcast. And I'm back in the hot seat. Elena is also back in the semi-hot seat. And in the house today, we've got someone very special to us in the New Straits Times. He's specialist writer, Adrian Chandran.
Hi, Intan. Hi, Elena. Thank you for having me.
Have you noticed the very sexy voice?
Like Barry White,
Yes.
let's get it on.
Yes, so-
that kind of voice.
Yeah, we'll add the dashing and the handsome and all that along with the
fantastic.
sexy
Thank you.
voice.
You're too kind. Both of you too kind.
But you know what? We're not going to waste any time because I think time already slips past us so fast anyways. And that's actually the topic for today. With the year winding down and all that, inevitably we're all going to get pretty reflective about where did the time go? And have we lived this year with regrets? And are we going to bring those regrets into the new year when it comes?
Wow, so deep.
I know. That's what happens, when the year starts winding down. You start.
That's true.
Yeah, you
Brings
start-
back all the memories, right? And
I don't know
what we
about memories.
may not have done, what we should be doing,
That's
should
right.
done.
That's
Sometimes it kind of brings a tear to the eye. I'm going to wipe an imaginary tear now.
Yes. We should have props for that, right?
I know, we should.
Okay, moving along, I'm going to ask my first question. Adrian, because you're the guest, okay, what's something in your life that you realized had changed slowly without you realizing it? Have you been thinking about that at all?
I actually have something that really changed in my life was personal time.
Right.
And that is no longer available to me effectively since I've been married, I've got kids, right? So you find that you spend a lot of time at work, and then when you go back, you need to spend time with the kids.
Right.
So personal time is definitely something that I sometimes crave, I have to admit, but that's definitely something that has slipped by.
Right. What about you, Al?
Something that I didn't notice, is it?
Something that in your life that you realized had changed slowly and you didn't even notice it.
I think how my mom has aged. I think, just recently we were, just taking her out for a short little excursion at the mall. I realized how slow she was. She slowed down a lot. It takes a lot of time for her to, get ready. And, sometimes we're in a rush, right? We just like, hey, quickly. And then she's trying her best to keep up. And I just realized, oh no, she's 83.
Right.
And so she's slowed down a lot. And it just hit me that, time just came and claimed that part. So that's one of the things I realized, and I'm trying to take into consideration now. It's a bit hard to see her slowing down, but it is what it is.
That resonates actually, because you're right. Now, my mom used to be quite sprightly, but now at 76, I realize that I have to contain my impatience.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm like, Mom, why are you like walking so slowly? And I don't even, I have not computed that, they can no longer keep up with you or keep pace. And then you have to stop yourself and say, hey, but when did she get so old? Or when did she get so slow? Right? And that hits hard.
It does, because it's like like you say, when you go for an excursion, like in the shopping mall, if I take her shopping, she lags behind,
Right?
And then you are like in front. Suddenly you realize that she's behind. Like even like stepping on the escalator, right? She takes some time to step on the escalator. So those little things, suddenly it hits you out of the blue, and then you realize, oh my goodness, she can't keep pace with you. You need to slow down for her.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you experience that too, Adrian?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, not so much my mom, because she's actually, quite fit at the moment. But with my mother-in-law, because when I first married my wife, my mother-in-law was driving around and accessing wherever she wants to go by herself with her friends. And then I think about maybe 5 or 6 years into the marriage, then she started to slow down, right? She started to not want to drive, wants to be driven around. And now she's pretty much, she's 81 now. And she's pretty much stay at home. And that's quite a significant change, yeah?
Right. For me, I would say that it would be my relationship with time itself, I would say. Because, when you were younger, you always think that you have endless time. You have enough time to go and visit that uncle, living in Shiraz. You have enough time. At some point, you're going to make that phone call to your friend. At some point, you're going to catch up with, another person. At some point, you're going to be doing this and doing that. But I realize that that's not true anymore. And that small thing actually made me realize that a lot of the time we tell ourselves, or we try to fool ourselves, that we do have time to put things on the side because we'll just come back to it. And in the busyness of life, of work, of career, of commitment, you just never get around to doing it. And then when it's too late, that's when the regret comes. Right. For example, I received a call from my cousin 2 days ago. I have this elderly uncle who had been sickly, and I had promised myself that I would go and visit him the moment I had time from work, off from work. And I had said to myself, okay, this Ramadan, I'm going to go and visit him more often. And for Raya, I'll go over to the house because he has a big family. But 2 days ago, I received the call that he had fallen and hit his head, and he had hemorrhaging in the brain. So the ambulance came and he was warded. And yesterday I went to visit him, and he's been in a coma for the last 2 days.
Dear.
It's terrible.
So I know it just made me feel so bad, And as I was looking at him, of course, I didn't even know whether he could hear me, but so I leaned in and whispered and said, I'm so sorry, for putting things off. And
Were
I
you
hope it's
close
not
to
too
him?
late. Yeah, he's my dad's second brother.
Oh.
Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean for this to be, a tearjerker, but just trying to illustrate the point that in our busy life, sometimes the things that matter, we think productivity is more important. We think meeting those deadlines, work, everything career related, right? But we don't realize the people
around us.
People around us don't have that time sometimes, So, yeah. My next question, moving along, so
boy.
that we don't dwell
Okay.
on that one. Why do you think time seems to move faster now compared to when we were younger? Or do you feel that? Oh.
Well, when we were younger, we couldn't wait to grow up. It felt so long, like, when can I grow up? When can I, be independent? When can I? But now, right, it's quite dear. As you get older, you tend to view life and time differently, because now it's like you can't even grasp what's happening in the present. It kind of slips through your fingers.
Yeah.
And you tend to want to slow down time. Like when you look at your parents, right? You look at them and you think, why is time going so? Why are they aging so fast? Why are they becoming frailer so fast? I mean, I sense that when my late father was sick and in hospital, and I just realized that time is so fluid and so fast that I wish I could have slowed down things. I wish things were a lot slower, but just time is just faster. I think as you get older, time moves very fast, lah. I maybe it's a perception, because we have so much of memories and we have so much of things that have passed us by, and we want to relive that or hold on to things, right? Whereas when we are young, there's not much memories made, so we want to move. We want to move ahead and we want to do all those things and accomplish all those things. We come to an age where accomplishment or goals maybe don't matter so much as in living life itself. I don't know. But I feel as I get older, I feel time
It's moving too fast.
moves rather fast.
Well, what about you?
I think for me, it's just that we are focused on ourselves personally, right? So you're looking at your achievements at work. Is the car okay? Is the, are the bills paid? So you're focusing on these things, and you're not realizing that those around you, sometimes they are also focused on their own things, and they come at you with their growth, and that surprises you. For example, with my children right now, I have had to learn how to do this right now. And I've had to
Backstroke,
learn
What
how
is
to
that?
do that right now.
Okay.
And this is 6-7. What does that mean? I don't know. Does it have a meaning? Actually, it doesn't. But that trend right now is what is going around among my children's age group, right? Their peers, right? That is something that entertains them. So they come at me with this, and I'm supposed to laugh at it, and I can't.
Because you don't know what it is.
Because I don't know what it is. And they're like, oh, they're just so old. And I'm like, I'm not old. I'm pretty cool. But actually, no.
No.
I have been left behind there.
You reach an age
So
where
it's
you're
not
not
just
cool.
it's not just a matter of, everyone's growing in different ways. It's not just us inching slowly towards the end. Right? But we are growing, and those around us are growing, and we want to see that, right? You want to see your children graduate. You want to see your children achieve things in sports, improve in sports, improve in their writing, improve in their speech. And so there's just everything sort of changes because we are moving
In
and very
tandem?
focused in our own bubble.
Right.
So whatever that you see around you is definitely, when you stop for a moment and you notice, you will see those changes, right? So it may seem like it's very fast, but actually it's not. We're all
Actually,
moving
I
together.
don't think it's time that's going fast or changing. It's us.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you remember when you were younger, you know how
Yes.
you were always making memories because there will always be that first, first heartbreak, first love, first day at school, first whatever. So your brain's always creating memories.
Right.
Right? But as
right.
you grow older and you have your saddle with commitments and responsibilities, you suddenly your busyness takes over and everything just becomes so
Yes.
like a flurry.
Yep.
Right? And
Yep.
as they say, I don't know whether you agree, busyness compresses time, but presence stretches it.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah. That's what Einstein said.
Did he?
He did. He
He
said.
have to bring up the Einstein.
I had to bring up the Einstein.
What
No,
did
because
Einstein say?
that's pretty much
What
what he
did
said. He
Einstein
said,
say?
put your hand on a hot kettle for a minute. It feels like an hour. Spend an hour with an attractive woman, and it feels like a minute.
Ooh,
So
Einstein
it
was
is,
smart.
Hey, did Einstein really say about the attractive woman bit?
Yeah.
Cheeky
He did.
bugger.
He did. Well, because he was explaining, if I'm not mistaken, he was explaining
But the theory of relativity.
Correct.
Okay.
Good examples.
So he was
Nice one. Yeah.
That's right. So when it's painful and you're focused there, right, it feels a lot longer. But if you're having fun,
Yeah.
like our youth, we were having fun creating
That's
new
right,
memories.
creating
It
memories.
felt really fast. So we couldn't wait to grow up feeling like,
Yeah.
it's that exciting, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
At the end of the day, then you're settled down by, as you said, busyness.
Yeah. So I guess there's this a proportion effect. When you're 10, a year is 10% of your life only. Correct or not? Because you
Right.
still have loads of years to go.
Sure.
Right? So when you're 40, it's 2.5%. It naturally feels smaller and
Right.
thinner because you're already like this way now.
Right.
Do you agree?
Ooh.
I don't know. That sounds so deep.
It is. It is.
I don't know how to quantify that.
Yeah.
I don't know
Actually-
how I felt when I was 10 though.
I do. I
remember.
felt like I had the whole world at my, fingertips, and I had years and years and years and years, to go through life. I just felt like it was just an endless passage, endless journey, and it's like death just seems so far away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's
Right?
true. The younger ones always feel very
Immortal.
right? Yeah, that's
Immortal.
true.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
why they do crazier stuff.
And I think the more that we fall into a routine,
Yeah.
the more we feel that time slips
Yeah.
past us really fast.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yep,
So
I agree.
what's the remedy if that is the case? So falling into a routine should not be the way to go. And breaking routines and creating things and being present in whatever. Would that
is
be the
there
answer?
really a fix that's necessary for this?
Yeah.
I definitely.
I don't think it is about a fix. I think it's about accepting what the reality is, that we do need to take a minute from our busyness and
Right.
just enjoy life, because you can't really not work. You can't
That's
really
true.
not be busy.
But you can always tweak and change little things that
Yeah.
you do when you wake up in the morning, right?
See, I think what you said about breaking routine, right? That resonated with me because I have a autistic youngest, and for him, routine is everything.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
without routine, without routine, it's very difficult. You wake up at a certain time, you take a shower at a certain time, or you wake up, you have your breakfast, you shower, you go to school, you come back at this time. Those are all important elements for his existence.
Right.
So when you break that routine, so I think, once again, I'm talking about an extreme case, right? This is autism, right? But I think even for us, that there is a certain beauty and comfort in that routine, right? So it's just about working within that and just sort of learning how to take it easy sometimes,
I think it's just about having a routine, but at the same time to be more present in the small things, like to stop and smell the roses per se, to appreciate the small things, the small gifts that the day brings, right? To be present about those things and not just get lost in pursuing life, pursuing things. I mean, of course, we have to work, we have to do our things, but in the midst of it all, to find some joy somewhere, to have some humor, to laugh at things. Maybe those things may not be the perfect fix. I don't think, like you said, I don't think we
There's
can
no such
fix
thing.
anything, but we can, like you said, tweak and change certain things to make life a lot more interesting and meaningful.
Okay, question. If your week was only 10 hours long, who or what would you make time for?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay, Elena can go first then.
Family, my mom,
Okay.
and my dog. 3 things, not necessarily in that order.
Okay.
But yeah, family lah.
Okay.
Connections, friendships, people.
Yes. Yes. What about you, Adrian?
If the week was only 10 hours long.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Well, given that scenario, I think I have to agree with Elena, definitely with the family, you want that time. But of course, as I pointed out as my first answer earlier as well, I would definitely take a chunk of personal time.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
definitely need that. That
Yeah.
personal time is so important, especially for someone as we get older. You don't have personal time available to you, right? You will find yourself sort of penting up certain frustrations in life, because you need to let that go.
Yeah.
And that, like, for example, some people play pickleball. That's where their personal time goes. Some people maybe, they go into or watch a movie, listen to music. Those sort of moments are very important as well.
Yeah, or like what I do, I just, when I arrive in the office, or rather the car park of the office, I don't immediately go straight in or,
Right.
turn off the engine. I
Right.
would sit there, listen to my favorite music for a
Right.
while.
Yes.
For about 5 minutes.
Yes.
Get back my equilibrium.
Yes.
Take a deep breath and then turn off the engine and then go walk into the office. So that's my little pocket of
I can
time.
so relate to that because when I don't drive anymore, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking the LRT now, right? But when I used to drive, I will stop at the car park and
Yeah.
make sure I've got a song that I like
Yes.
to sort of put me in the mood, walking into the
Yeah.
office because
Yeah.
it's different, right? You're walking into a totally different area. It's not personal space
That's
anymore,
right.
right?
That's right.
So yeah, I relate to
I
that.
think-
Perfect.
Yeah, I think we all do that. I just sit in the car park for a while and
Yeah.
breathe
Yes.
and
Yes.
decompress a little bit.
Before you face the
Yes.
world.
And pray. In my case, it'll be praying, Yeah, but we need some time to, I think personal time is quite important as well. We need some time to decompress and to, like what you said, get our equilibrium and face the day.
Yeah, even the traffic jams now, I kind of welcome it because I have a long drive home these days because I live in Kuala
Right, yeah.
Selangor now. And that's the time that's my me time, making the most of
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
long drive and being stuck in traffic. So instead of rebelling against it or being angry, which you could do,
Yeah.
right? And just complain about things that you cannot control. So why just not make the most of it and, just switch on your favorite music or your whatever things that you like to do and just take it easy and say to yourself, this is the time when I can have time to reflect. I can have time to strategize about what's going to happen tomorrow and just go with it rather than
See,
get
that's
angry.
really good advice. That's a really good approach because a lot of people stress out during traffic jams.
Yeah.
So if you can just ask them to internalize, and maybe focus on that. However, having said that, if you were to ask someone who is not doing very well to internalize at that moment,
Yeah.
they're going to be even more stressed out during that time. So I'm glad that you have a
That's
really
true.
healthy approach to it. That is true.
My approach is if you can't do anything about it,
Yeah,
then
don't
just
fight it.
Don't fight it. Just
Yeah.
roll with it. Make the best of the situation. Okay. Would you say, okay, no. This question, is our regret usually about big things or the small daily things? Adrian.
When I ask my kids to do their chores, which is basic, just clean the cat litter, just wash your dishes and clean your side of the table, and they don't get that done, would you consider that small or big? Because those things really get on my nerves. Because it's repetition, right? It's repetition of the small.
Yes.
And then, sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit, is it? Yeah. So that stresses me out.
This one not pet peeves, This one,
This
what are
is
your
not
regrets?
no, this is not a pet. This is because I'm like, as a father, right?
Yeah,
As a father, you want your child to be ready.
Yeah.
right.
Are they supposed to be ready today? Are they supposed to be ready in a year's time? So you're like going through them, every day, over the years, and you're like, hey, how are you not ready yet?
Yeah, actually, you're
know?
right, because the big regrets don't have to be dramatic. They can be the little things that pile up.
Yes,
and
that is true.
Suddenly become really heavy later. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
right. I think the smaller ones are a little bit more stressful because the bigger ones you have to anticipate. Like, for example, the loss of a loved one.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, it is impactful. It is huge. It's like, especially if it happens all of a sudden in an accident, something
But
like
it
that.
doesn't happen all the time.
But it does happen. You know that it's bound to happen.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But it's the little ones that you're trying to control. I think that's the one that sort of bites you a little harder. Personally.
What do you think, Al?
Actually, I have no idea. You're talking about regrets, right?
Well, basically, the things that
Niggle at you, is it?
that niggles.
Okay, so unfortunately for me, I'm such an overthinker sometimes. So a lot of things niggle at me. It's not a good trait at all. And now, at this stage in my life, I'm learning to let go of those small things because, like you said, the small things sometimes, if you just let it pile up, it will become a big thing. It's not easy because, when you let all these small pet peeves on the daily basis get to you. So it's sometimes like what you say, it's easier to... I don't know whether it's easier to not sweat the small stuff because when you stop sweating the small stuff, then it leaves room for you to breathe. It leaves room for you to face the day lah. So I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm a work in progress. So there are times when I sweat the small stuff, and times when I don't. I wish I could figure myself out. I'm still learning how to figure myself out after all these years. So it's a case of hits and misses lah for me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you want to hold on to more intentionally? A person, a habit, or a way of living?
Oh my, so deep.
Not really.
Intentionally hold on to
Yes. Yes, more
like in a good way, is
intentionally.
it?
Yes, in a good way. Something that you would prioritize.
At this stage, unfortunately, because my mom is getting old, I would want to hold on to her as much as I can for as long as I can. I think that oh God, that feels so emotional. Yeah, so for me, I think at this stage is holding on to family and holding on to the people I love, because I learned that like again when my late dad passed away, I learned that that was my biggest regret when he passed away, that I felt that I didn't spend as much time, didn't as much as I should have. Maybe there's so much of regrets. So now it's like it's a case of holding on to what I have and who I have right now. And my mom is a big part of it. Small things like always telling her that I love her every day. Sometimes she gets irritated. She thinks I'm such a puppy dog because, I keep like, can you give me a hug? Can you, like a real clingy little animal, I'll be holding on to her. So now it's holding on to the people that I love, because when you have a loss, when you face a loss, especially a loss of a parent, it changes you. It completely changes you. And I think when my dad passed away in 2018, it completely changed me. How I looked at life, how I looked at people. And I've never really, because grief doesn't have a timeline. So you still have that little bit of grief in you. So it has changed how I look at relationships. How I hold on to the ones that matter and I let go of the ones that don't. Or that I can't do anything about, no point. So that's how I'm learning. So like you said, what do I hold on to? Unfortunately, I wish I could hold on to a way of life. Maybe that's healthier. I don't know. But right now, what matters to me are the people who matter to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Adrian?
No wrong answers.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
No
No
wrong
wrong
answers.
answers.
No
But
wrong
I
answers.
think for me, definitely holding on to a way of life
Same.
is more important, because I think that sort of encompasses all the people as well. It's how you are living, right? And I think for me, it's also a little personal. Look, I used to be quite fit. I
Fit.
remember fit.
Fit.
Very fit.
Okay.
Okay. So I remember that. I remember going through the intermittent fasting, doing the gym, doing all that. And that type of life, right? That was really good. That was really healthy at the time. It was really, and you are interacting. You have your people, you have your health, you have your activities, had your personal time. So holding on to that way of life, that really helped. Because right now, the way of life that I'm holding on to is work.
Yeah.
And then I get back home and I'm too tired for anything else.
Yes.
I cannot really. Okay, sure. Let's just buy that. Sure. I did this. It's cool. Oh, really? That's really good. But you're actually already halfway asleep, right?
Yes. Yes.
You're already halfway zoning out, and that's not cool. That's really not
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And
Way
I
of
wanted
life.
to jump into that way of life. You're right, because then it covers everything. Because, for example, many years I've been physically present, but mentally I'm elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm thinking about the next deadline, the
Right.
next thing I have to do, the next thing I have to cook, the next
Yeah.
bills I have to pay.
Yeah.
And then missing out on, sometimes I'm sitting there in the living room when my parents are telling their, nostalgic stories. I'm there and they're
Yeah.
thinking I'm listening, and I just have like one ear here, but in my mind, I'm not
Yes.
present.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, what I need to do next, what I need to do tomorrow,
Yeah,
what my
yeah.
bosses want me to do. So for me, I would go with what Adrian had just said, a way of living, of being more present.
Yeah.
With people, yes,
Yes.
but
Yes.
just being there instead
Yeah.
of just physically body there, but mentally somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what,
Yeah.
And you definitely have a problem with that, dear Intan, because you go on holidays and you're still working. So that exactly is fitting into that, your way
Well,
of life, right?
the going on holiday bit is something that going solo,
Right.
traveling solo, is something that I introduced into my life, into my routine in the last 2 years.
Okay.
So that is something very big that I have, inserted into my life
Right.
that has changed a little bit.
Your personal time.
My personal time. So it's changed
Nice.
my mental well-being, emotional well-being, physical well-being. And it's
Right.
something I guard very, very tightly. It's something I don't care whether I have bills to pay, whether I
Sure.
have deadlines to fulfill.
Yeah.
I'll work it out.
Yeah.
But that for me is my biggest change that I've made.
Yeah, nice.
And
nice.
I think it's necessary for my sanity.
Yeah.
So I
right.
don't want to live with regrets. Like, for example, I get to 60 and I can't, climb that mountain, or I can't,
Right.
go for those treks. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, it's because I put this off. So just living the moment, being present,
Yeah.
and just changing those little things. I mean, you
Yeah.
might not think it's a big thing,
Yep,
but it
yep.
does affect everything, if you look at
There's a
the
lot
big
of
picture.
consistency with what you said. You go on your holiday, but you're still working, but it's your time. So it's okay if you're
Yes,
meeting your
correct. So it
deadlines.
doesn't feel as bad. It
Yeah, and
doesn't
same
feel as
thing you
bad.
said when you're in the car. It's okay
Yes.
that it's all stressful or
Yes.
whatever, you're in a traffic jam, but you make it such. You choose, how am I going to enjoy this moment here?
Yes, and you know what? When you go
That's great.
away, you do feel like time moves a little slower, even
Yeah.
though it doesn't. But it's just a perception.
I think it's
Yeah.
incredibly liberating when you do that,
Yeah.
because
Yep.
it's like you are working in tandem with with how you feel, and just having that me time.
Yes.
And I think although yes, maybe there is a component of having to work and all that, but again, it's in tandem of going with the flow, and having that time to decompress, and
Yeah.
just the idea of solo traveling is so nice.
And like I
Love it.
mentioned earlier, when you were younger, time seems like it's slow because you're forever making memories. Your first this, your first heartbreak, your first, I don't know, girlfriend. So when you do that, when you create things for yourself
Yep.
and you're making memories,
Yeah.
that's akin to like what you were doing when you were
Right.
younger, isn't it?
Right.
So, I mean, there's no such thing as time has gone faster. No,
Yeah.
time is
Yeah.
constant. It's just
Yes.
us. It's just us.
Yep.
Oh my God. And you know what? It's almost the end of
Time
the show.
flies when you're having
there you
fun,
Go. Time
yeah?
flies.
Fantastic.
So how do we slow it
Fantastic.
down?
Where did the time go?
Where did the
I don't
time
know.
go?
I don't
man,
know.
Loads of cliches. Anyway, so before we end the show, I'm just going to ask one final question, just to slow time down a little bit. What's one regret you are not willing to carry into the next year? So there's silence and time is ticking. Can someone answer? Oh
That
my
is
God,
so-
this is very a pause.
This is a pause, yeah, for
ensues,
sure.
yes.
What is the one regret?
You're not willing
You're
to.
not willing to carry into
you're
the
not
new
willing to
year.
carry.
So maybe you might have done it, in the last few years or even now, but you're gonna strive not to repeat it into the new year. Now being more aware. Oh gosh. Tick, 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 tick.
There are too many regrets there, Intan.
Oh, you
I've got so
regrets
many
in
that I
life.
want to not take
Life
into
should not
next
be
year.
lived with
So the
regrets.
one, yeah.
Yes.
Just then give your
one.
top 3 lah.
I think for me it is the fact that, once again, for me, right, it's my health.
Right.
So
yes.
I have taken baby steps, like for example pickleball. I'm doing a bit more of pickleball, but I do regret that I'm not doing more for that. So I think I'd rather drop that regret, just go ahead with
Yes.
the action that I have taken. But I do find myself, especially because I'm older and I'm getting a little bit more creaks around the joints, and that is really annoying because I was very athletic before. So yeah, maybe that regret I'm gonna just set aside
Okay.
and just go.
And you, Elle? You
I
were
have
given
no
a little
idea.
bit more time than Adrian.
I have no idea. I'm still. What is one regret that I'm not going to carry into the next year? Right?
Yes.
Neglecting my health.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big regret, because I think I have neglected my health over the years. So instead of whining about it, I think it's time that to make some changes. Oh my God, sounds like New Year resolutions all over again.
Why
Oh my
it's almost the
God.
end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think what I'm going to do is to take notice of time, which means
Yeah.
then I will learn to appreciate it,
Yeah.
and I'll do stuff to ensure that I be more present.
Nice.
Maybe make that call earlier, show up earlier, love a little louder, and live life with purpose. I think that's my game plan.
That's wonderful.
That's my
Yeah.
game plan. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Maybe I might
Almost hear some
write on that
violins in
too.
the background, some orchestra playing,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
Yes.
swelling music. Yeah.
swelling music
Because
at
you know,
that end.
Inspirational.
as the year comes to hurtling towards the end, I
Yeah.
always get into this very reflective, very even melancholy.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it moving too fast? But then I realized, no, it's not. It's not really moving too fast because there are times when you can actually sit in the moment and be present, and you realize, you see the clock ticks, and it takes its time. It's not
Yeah.
that fast.
Yeah.
Right. So anyways, and on that note,
Wonderful.
we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much, Adrian, for sharing your thoughts, your perspectives.
Thank you for having me.
And Einstein's theory, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I hope you come back again to join us.
Thank you.
Yes,
Looking
and
forward to the
okay.
next time.
So before we end the show, I'd just like to remind all our listeners, the audience out there, please not to forget to get your copy of Sunday Vibes, which is inside the New Sunday Times, failing which, catch us online, NST online, and we also have an Instagram page. Elena?
Yes, Sunday Vibes _NST, but do catch us on Spotify. So when you're battling,
we're on Spotify.
when you're saying battling the traffic jam and thinking, just switch on and listen to us,
Oh, that's true. That's a good
That's
point.
a good way to decompress. Here's an idea.
Definitely. So until the next time, we'll probably have something else to talk about and another great guest to join us. Till then, bye.
Bye.